La, da, 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 da. Oh, that's lovely. Right, come on, Facebook. Get with the program. Good evening, everybody. Facebook is working. And good evening on the tube. So hello, everybody on the tube and on Facebook. Let's just have a look, see who's here. Hi, Rob. Bless you. Hi, Jane. Another Jane. Saz. Sally Ann. Dawn. Pat. I won't go on forever. Margaret. Joanne. Elizabeth. Margaret. Melanie. Joan. Anne. You're all coming in now. Hi, Paul. Hi, Anne. Samantha. Let's flick over to the Facebook. I will take that screen off in a moment. I think you're going to like this card. I've been robbing. Oh, not robbing. I'm going to take that back. I've been helping myself in the shop. Is that the same thing? So good evening to everybody on Facebook. Let's just take that little screen off because it bugs me when it's on for too long. Come on, catch up. Catch up, Facebook. There we go. Thank you very much. So good evening, everybody. How are you all doing? Hi, Chrissy, Sheila, Caroli. Oh, you're coming in too quick now. Hi, Sue. I was laughing at your comments, so I thought I'd be recovering from yesterday. We had our online workshop yesterday. Hey, we didn't do bad because normally it's about 5.5 hours, and what were we? Just over 4, Sue. So I'm trying to get the timings better. So we did a cracking job yesterday. Hi, Jean, Pamela, Diane, Elaine, Julia, Trudy, Andreen. Have you recovered, everybody? Karen, and hi to everybody I've not mentioned because you're coming in too quickly. Oh, like a mashup. Yeah, you're gonna like this. I've been helping myself in the shop, as you do when you have your own craft shop. You got to have some perks. And I keep looking at these hanging up in the shop and I'm like, they're very pretty, but can I justify it when I've got dies that make flowers? When in actual fact, yes, I can. I can justify it. So I did. So we are doing a Prima inspired. Now, when I think about Prima, it's kind of my style. It's very pretty. It's very shabby chic. So it's a mashup, but it's a mashup that's meant to be, I think, because these things are just so pretty. Jeannie's cheering up. I'll do my best, Jean. I'll talk a bit of filth just for you. Hi, Margaret. Hi, June. Hi, Rose. Hi, Linda. Everybody who's coming in that I've not spoken to, good evening. So we are going to look at a couple of different Prima products. Now, those of you that have followed me for a while will know about these amazing pots of loveliness. But there are a lot of people who may not have seen me use these before. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about these when I show you the amazing colours that they've got. And this is, at the time when we first got these in the shop, these were my absolute favourite thing. And you just forget about things, don't you? You buy things, you use them a couple of times, and then you forget about them. And so, look at this colour palette. It's just meant to be. And this is one of the things that Prima do really, really well. They take all the guesswork out of matching things up and coordinating things. And for somebody like me who likes things to look... I don't know what the right phrase, polished. We're going to say polished and coordinated. It's absolutely, it just makes the job so much easier and it makes creating even more fun. I'm just cleaning my glasses. Did you, Jean? I love them. And I always look at them and think, oh, they're just so pretty. And if I just put these next to each other, let me just show you these next to each other. Look how they coordinate. How fabulous is that? And there are actually a lot more in it than you think. which surprised me. I see them on the shelf in the shop and I think, oh, I would probably use that on one card. But in actual fact, when I started putting this demo together earlier, I didn't actually use that many, so I would probably get half a dozen cards from this, which I think is really rather lovely. And it's just nice that things are coordinated. So we are obviously doing a mashup of some of my things and some of Prima things, and this is where it works so well. You can see I have lots of my die cuts on here. I've got some of my grey board. I've got one of my stencils hiding under here. And this is where the creative part, the crafty part of working with products that are already colour coordinated and done for you. This is where the creative part of combining those two different things really comes into its own, I think. So we are going to have a little bit of fun. I adore Prima. I would work for Prima if they asked me. So Prima, if you're watching, send me an email. It's just quality products, and I love quality. Phill, will you be in the shop on the 12th of February? A possible visit from you and your auntie. What day is it, Lee? I'm in the shop every other Wednesday. And so going back to this, we've got lots and lots of different products. I've got lots of grey board on here. I've got some die cuts. I've got more die cuts. And I've got some of my sentiment stamps somewhere. And I will show you the dies as I use them throughout the demo. And this again is where you can be as creative or not as you like. So we are taking Prima's pre-done flowers. We are going to use Prima's chalk paste, which is one of my favourite things ever. And we're going to mash it up a bit. So let's have a quick look. So we are using my white gesso. So these flowers, although they are pre-done, I am going to alter them. So we are going to alter them, and we are, what do you call the tweezers you use, please? Christine, on the website, I have my own tweezers have a set of 3. So you have a reverse angle set, which is good for your gems and pearls. You have the flat nose set, which is the one that I'm trying to show you now. So these are the flat nose ones. And these are the ones I use all the time. And then you also have a pair of fine pointy ones. It's a set of 3. You will see Phill the Pilferer. You will see them on the website if you just type in tweezers in the search bar and you will find them. So let me just clean my crafting glasses because they are different to the computer ones. Fortunately, Sandra, it's me that sees the CCTV. So I do get away with a lot. It's not so much fun for the girls at the shop when they're trying to do stock takes, I can tell you. And then I get messages saying, have you taken? Did you take? And then I have to remember what I've helped myself to. Anyway, so let's have a quick look. So we are going to alter these flowers that Prima have already pre-done. And we're going to use a combination of the gesso. And we are also, and forgive me if we don't have any of this left, we are using the metallic paint, the Luna. So we are going to zhoosh these up a bit. Although they are all pre-glittered, look. They are all pre-glittered, pre-shaped. I love these ones with the little beads in. I am going to alter them. They're going to be splattered, and they're going to be inked, and they're going to be gessoed. Chrissy says, I bet he scrubs the CCTV before Karen sees it. So, right, so good evening to everybody I haven't spoken to already. So this is not going to be a particularly quick demo because I've done nothing for the prep apart from the die cutting. So I'm just going to put all this back, and we are going to talk for a second about the chalk paste. Now, people who have seen me use this before will back me up and tell you that I absolutely love this product. So this is what they call their redesign collections, which so it's basically something that they designed or manufactured for home decor. Yeah, so redesign is part of their home decor collection. But us as crafters, we have got hold of these kind of things and we've used them in our way. So this is the colour palette I've chosen for tonight. I can't help you choose colours because they are all stunning. In fact, let me just show you how many I've got. I've got all the colours. Now, of course I have. I'm lucky. I can just help myself. But there are lots and lots of colours. So if you want to have a go at what I'm doing tonight, I'm not going to get them all out because I'll be here forever. Look at this colour for grey. Oh, it's stunning. What's that called? Edwardian grey. Dusty plum. The names are gorgeous. Dusty plum. Cranberry. There's just a colour for absolutely everything that you could possibly do. I'm not going to get them all out because we'll be here all night. So let's put them back. It weighs a ton. It weighs an absolute ton. So this is, as I mentioned, a chalk paste. Now, you all know me well enough to know that the chalky finish is my absolute favourite thing ever. It's classy, it's elegant, and it always looks really, really good. Let me just get this cover off. I've got it in my fingernail already. Right, so they do come with this posh lid, which I really like. So I've had these for a few years. I've not actually looked at them for a while. And this is how good this paste is, look. You can see I've used it a few times. So this is like a dusky Victorian pink, yeah. The white was great for Christmas cards, lovely snow effects. That's a good idea, that, Jean. Chalky white, that's called. Yeah, just a few. I've got them all. I didn't pay for any of them. Well, that's actually not strictly true, is it? Because I do pay for the trade stock. So this is a paste. Now, you know me well enough to know that I'm going to do more with this than just stencil it through, swipe it through a stencil. We are actually going to water this down and create a watercolour paint from it. We are also going to stencil it through the stencil. We are also going to paint our grey board with it. And one of the biggest selling points for this product for me is the fact that it self-levels. So if I painted this, I mean, I'm only going to do the clock, but if I painted this solid piece from the centre and I got it a little bit bumpy or anything like that, it self-levels. So it's just amazing. It's a top quality product. So tonight I am using Aquamarine, Roycroft Rose and English Country. Now, English Country is the one that doesn't coordinate perfectly with these flowers. Look at that colour. It's like oh, I love this. It's like a vintage putty kind of colour. So I am going to offset the Aquamarine and the Rose with English Country, which is just absolutely fabulous that you can do that. Good evening to everybody who good evening to everybody who is just joining us. I know, Helen, that's the problem. What I would suggest, and this is something that I did when we first opened the shop in Sheffield, when we had these in and I was demonstrating them, what I would suggest is that you go for 3 colours, and just choose 3 colours that you like, because you can mix these together. You can also change the colour with my chalky paints, and you can also change the colour with my lustre powders. You will lose the lustre effect because these have got chalk content, which is what gives that lovely finish. But you can change the colours. You can obviously mix it with my white gesso and it will soften the colours even more. So lots and lots of different ways you can use this. We are going to start with the base of my card. So this is a big card. You know what I'm like. You can scale this down. It's entirely up to you. I've got a fair bit. Oh, I don't know why I've got 2 strips of that, and I put that to one side. So we are going to watercolour the second layer down. I'm just trying to put this together so you can see. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers on this card. The top one we are going to stencil. The second one down we are going to do a water effect around the edge. Yeah, and we're going to do that first because that will obviously take the longest to dry. So let's put that to one side. And we are going to do this with the pastes, which is just not what you would expect to do with a chalk paste, is it? Not to be mixed up with lovely creamy Greek yoghurt. No, I wouldn't. Yeah, Chrissy's just said, look, they look fab on canvases as well. Love the smell of putty when I was little, yeah. Yeah, I did, funnily enough. What do they smell like? I bet they don't smell like putty. No, but they smell nice. So we're going to do a little watercolour edge on this. I don't need to cover the whole thing because we are only going to see the edge, yeah? So I don't need a lot at all. And I'm going to do English Country with a bit of the aquamarine. I'm not going to do all 3 colours. We're going to do 2. So let's do the English Country first. This now means that we can coordinate our sentiments together. So I'm going to put a little bit on my mat, look. I've taken it from the lid. Put the lid on. I'm not using watercolour card, Julie, no. So what I reckon, watercolour card would obviously be a little bit sturdier, but I'm using what we call our ice white cardstock. Good evening to everybody who's just joining. So our ice white cardstock is a slightly heavier weight white card, and it does take some of the it does take quite a bit of water before it buckles. So let's put a little bit of water in and mix this up. Now I've got a couple of little stipple brushes, not that one. Let's find one that's not filthy. A couple of little brushes, just so that I can mix this up. So let's do. That's 4 sprays. Let's see if that's enough. So we are now creating a watercolour paint from a paste. Oh, I forgot to tell you, everybody. Karen will kill me. Here we go. How about that? So the paste and the flowers, all of the ones that are on the website, we've put 20, well, I haven't. You know I don't do discounts. Karen does all that. She's put 25% off the Prima paste and flowers for tonight as well. Yeah. There you go. And that, I'm not sure how long that offer will last for. Karen will tell you when she gets home and she's logged in. But it's 25% off, which is not to be sniffed at. It's a quarter of the price. Now I'm going to add a little bit more water to this. So that's another 4 sprays. So top tip for, I mean, this colour is absolutely divine. So top tip, I'm just going to spray a little bit of water on my card. And then I'm going to pick that up. The same as you've seen us do 100 times before. I'm just going to pick that up along the edge. And because we've diluted it, what will happen, or what will hopefully happen, oh, that's gorgeous, is we will end up with a lovely soft, oh, look at this colour. A lovely soft version of this colour. And that's exactly what's happening. So I'm just trying to get it on more on the edge. Yeah. I'm just making sure I've got enough. Yeah, it's very soft. I've picked one of the softest colour palettes to show you. There we go. Let me just see if you can see that. So it's very, very delicate and very, very soft. And you saw how little I used. Let me just see if I need any more. We have got the other colour to go on. Oops. So let me just mop that up. Don't shout at me, I am going to mop this up with kitchen roll. You could obviously, if you've got some die cut flowers anywhere, you could obviously just dip them in it. So we've now created, if I put that next to the white card, you will see it a bit better. There you go, look, you can see it better next to the white card. My lights are quite bright, but you can see it. And I'm going to repeat that process with the aquamarine. Shall I do aquamarine or shall I do rose? I've changed my mind because I can. We're doing rose. We're doing the Roycroft rose. Oh, look at this colour. So same. Oh, that's too much. Same again. So we've already changed this product. We've already taken a paste and made it into a paint. How fabulous is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try 5. Make it a little bit thicker. So if we make this a bit thicker, oh, this is so pretty. If you make it a little bit thicker, it will show up more on your card. So the more water you add, the more water, well, obviously, the more watery it's going to be. I need one more. All right then, 2. And then we'll pick that up along the edge as well. It'll be very delicate, very soft. Oh, that's fabulous. It's like ice cream. So I'm trying not to cover up the putty. I'll bring it in and show you in a second. Remember, we're only going to see the edge, so I'm trying not to get it in the middle. It reminds me of Neapolitan ice cream. Why is it not going where I want it? There you go. And I think we'll stop at that. So you can just see that look. I'm going to do nothing else to that apart from put it over on my other desk. And I'm going to leave that to dry naturally. So personally, I always recommend leaving things to dry naturally as much as you possibly can. Only force dry it if you really are struggling with time and you need to do it. You need to dry it super quick. You get a better result leaving it to dry naturally. There we go. Hi, Linda. Yeah, Jean's just said, look, the paste is brilliant, doesn't deteriorate, it keeps its texture and colour clarity, plus it lasts forever. Well, I've not used this for such a long time, so that's 100% true. Right, so we are now going to stencil the top part. Because we can. So on a bit of kitchen roll, I'm going to bring in one of my tall stencils. This is one of the slender stencils, and this one is called Fanciful. Now I know that there's going to be a lot on this card. It's going to be true to form. It's going to be true to me. So I already know which sections are not going to be seen and which sections are. I've got a little bit of baby wipe in this. Let me just get rid of it. That's the only problem with using wipes to clean your stencils. I love this stencil. And obviously I've chosen this one because it's got the fleur-de-lis in it. So I'm going to do loosely, very loosely, down here. So I'm not doing this straight down the middle. I'm doing it off centre and in a little arc, because we're not going to see much of this section because it's going to be covered with flowers. So let's just bring that across a little bit further. I'm not going to secure this down with any tape or anything. I'll be a rebel. And this time we're going to use all 3 colours. So we're now creating a little backdrop for all the embellishments. And I am going to use the paste that is in the lid. Sorry, Karen. Hi, Donna. Good evening to everybody who's just joined. What have I missed? No, Phil's coffee is on it tonight. Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm going to drink it. Have I got a picture, what, of my coffee warmer? I'll see if I can bring it in later. It's plugged in, so I don't know how long the cable is. Are we central? Sort of. So I'm going to do just little sections of this, and we're going to overlap the colours. Remember, I am just on paste from the lid at the moment. So I'm not even using I'm not even using the paste from the actual pot. There is so much in them. That's too much. That's not enough. So we're just doing a random selection. I'm not securing the stencil, as I mentioned, because I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered if it goes underneath or not. That's enough of that. Look how little I used just from the lid. So good. So good. This, just by the way, just incidentally, this is me in my element because I love this kind of thing. So we're doing all the wet jobs first. So these can be left to dry. Oh, look at this lush colour. I love that. So let's add a little bit of the Roycroft Rose. So I'm doing a little bit of overlap. So where it overlaps, obviously we're going to get a mix up of the two colours. I'll draw breath in a minute and see what you're saying to me. It smells quite nice. That's probably wrong to say, but it does. And the beauty of these is, unlike normal texture paste, like mine for example, it dries chalky. So it's my favourite finish. I think that's enough. Just do a little bit more pink there. Yeah, that's enough. So let's pop that back. I was naughty. I didn't clean my stencil, my spatula, as you saw. Smells quite nice. And then we'll finish off. We'll fill the gaps with the aquamarine. So this palette will work really nicely with. I'm going to clean that this time. With the flowers that I've chosen. If you have a look at all the flowers that are on the Prima section in the website, you will see just how many different colour combos they've put together. Now this really does look like Neapolitan ice cream. So a little bit of overlap, and where it overlaps we're going to get the extra sections. I'm not worried about filling in the whole thing. So if there are bits missing, it's absolutely fine. In fact, I don't need to go there. Let's just add a little bit more here. And I think we'll stop there. Just checking. Let's have a little bit here, because we can. And there we go. I'm not going to worry about the rest. I am going to wipe that away because I've got contamination from the other two colours now. So pop that back. And when if you have a go at this card, I don't want you to stress about if any of the paste leaks underneath your stencil or anything. It's just a backdrop. So let's lift that off and let's see what we've ended up with. Oh my word, that is just so pretty. Look at that. How stunning is that? So we've got clear areas with the English country, with the aquamarine, and with the Roycroft Rose. And then we've got overlaps, and where it overlaps, it actually looks really stunning. So remember I said to you, we're going down the edge rather than central, because I'm going to have a lot of stuff on there. So let's just pop that to one side and allow that to dry. That will dry in about 15-20 minutes, and then we're going to alter it again. We're going to change the look of that again, because we can. Now let's see if I've got a little scrap of card. Let's see if this works. You'll be very impressed with me because I don't normally do this. I did do it on the workshop yesterday. Let's see what happens. So we're going to try and get a negative impression. Now this is just a scrap I had over on the side, and by a miracle it's more or less the right size. So I've just misted it with water, and then we're trying to pick up some of the colour that's left on there, some of the paste. Let's see what happens. Oh my word, that's fabulous. Well, so we've got the background to another card there. I wonder if I can get another one. Let's try. This is what I did on the workshop yesterday. I'm turning into Leone. I've got all these backgrounds just lying around now. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the comments and also do this as well. So let's see if we can get another one. It might be a bit watery, this one, because obviously we've taken off most of the excess. Imagine if I was trying to demo this on TV, they'd have a nightmare. Oh my word, look at this. How stunning is that? And you can still see the colours. I'm not going in again because we'll be here all night if I do. So let me just clean that off now. How fab was that? So I'm just cleaning it off my stencil now, the bits that's left over. One thing I will recommend to you is there are a couple of grey colours in the paste. Now I know from my point of view as a manufacturer that grey pastes and grey paints are super hard to do. So if we've got any of the grey ones left, treat yourself. I don't know what we've got left. I honestly don't know. I never look, you know I don't. Right, so we've now used that paste in two different ways. We've created a watercolour background, and we've also done it through a stencil in its truest form, which is using it as a paste. We're now going to paint some of these embellishments. I'm trying to use up kitchen roll that I've got lying on the floor, so forgive me if it looks a bit... This was from the workshop yesterday. Phill is doing a Leone. I am. She would be proud of me, Nina. You're absolutely right. Sorry, Linda. Linda's just put, every time I think, oh, that's my favourite colour in the paste, Phill uses another one and then that becomes your new favourite. That's like me. Right, here we go. Sorry I'm late. I had to make a celebratory gin after work. Well, congratulations, and I hope you enjoyed your gin. So now we are going to bring in the little grey board pieces, and we're going to paint them. And we are going to paint them with the paste, which I know is just not what you would expect me to say. That's bugging me. Let me get another piece. There we go. So we are using the paste again, but this time as a paint. There should be more than that. Where are they? There they are. Just bear with me while I get all the bits. There we go. So I don't need the centre of this clock. The clock grey board is... I'm going to save that. The clock grey board is one of ours. Again, I never check to see whether we've got stock or not. But hey ho, if we have, we have. If we haven't, I apologise. So we're now going to paint these, and we'll do combinations. The good thing about this is you only have to go on once. You don't ever need to do a second colour. So let's just make sure I've got the right brush. Yeah, this is the that one, English Country. So I'm going to do the largest heart with this. So I'm just putting a little bit at the end of my brush, and I'm going to paint that on. Remember, I've got water on this brush as well, because it's the one that I use to mix up the watercolour background paint. So I'm just going to put this on. I'm going to put it on thick and show you how this looks. That should be enough. Oh, that's far too much, Phil. So we're now coordinating the embellishments. So I'm just going to show you this and hope you can see that. You can see the lines in that from my brush. Where are we? Oh. There you go. Look, you can just see the lines from my brush. I'm going to leave that there and do nothing with it. But when we come back to that, it will be smooth. So let's just do a trio tone with this. So straight onto grey board. I don't need to prime it. Don't need to do anything with it. Straight on. And I'm still only using what's on the lid. Let's do a fleur-de-lis. I've not used any paste from the pot at all yet. So we've got a fleur-de-lis. We've got one section on the clock. And then we'll put that back. I have got it all over my fingers, but it's fine. It washes off, yeah, I've got mucky fingers. Oops. Let's just put the lid on. And then we'll go in with the aquamarine. Oh, I've only got 2 brushes. That's shameful. Bear with me. Shame on you. I'm looking for a flat brush. So I am looking for a flat brush rather than a stipple brush for this. You can obviously stipple this on, and if you stipple it on, it will keep the texture. But I want this flat. It will look even more like a Neapolitan ice cream by the time I've done. That takes me back a bit. Neapolitan ice cream. So we're just colour coordinating at the moment. And we'll do a fleur-de-lis. Oops. You can see how little I'm actually using. It's remarkable. And it's very rare that I enthuse about another brand. But credit where it's due, this is an amazing product. So pop that over there. And we will do one of the hearts, I think, in this colour. And the beauty about this, remember I told you at the beginning, it does self-level. So you can't really do this wrong. It doesn't help when you've got big chunky fingers like me. So let's just add a little bit more to this. Yeah. Well, I wonder if I might stipple this. Yeah, let's do a little bit of stipple. Just to give it some texture. I'm sorry you've lost me now. I'm in my zone. There we go. And then we'll finish with the Roycroft Rose. There was one in you can't really make a mess with it. It's just, that's it. It's just a bit of paste on your finger, that's all. That is near enough dry already. Look at that. How fab is that? And then we'll finish with the Roycroft Rose. So make sure I took as much excess water off that as I can. I'm all over the place with my mark, forgive me. And then we'll do the heart. It's all my fingernails and everywhere. Could be worse. Could be much worse. The beauty of this is as well, if you want added texture, you can literally do it straight on with the paste. So let's stipple this. Let's make this a little bit crunchier. There we go. So I'm just filling in the gaps now. I'm not trying to go over where the English country is. I'm just filling in the gaps on the grey board. I've got a little, there it is. So I'm stippling this, so we have got a little bit of texture going on. And that will stay like that. How pretty is that? Looks like an ice cream clock. Roy Cropper. Who's Roy Cropper? And then we'll do the last little fleur-de-lis. So what we're doing at this stage is we're just making all the embellishments coordinate with the flowers. So I've tried to avoid using too much green and aquamarine. We want to break up the colour from the flowers. So let's just pop that on there and let that dry. Put the lid on. And then I will just spend a second to clean my curry. Well, I don't know. Sorry, Carol. Sorry, Carol. You won't regret it though, I can promise you that. So we're going to leave these little bits up there on my mat just till they've dried properly. And then we're going to alter them again. So pop that up there. We're going to alter them again. I'm going to reuse this. So for this card, I've got some of my big leaves. Now this die set, when I first did this leaf set, I can't even remember what it's called. I apologise. But this was one of my favouriteest ever leaf sets. Ever. So I've got a left and a right in the large size. Karen might know which this is called, or somebody might know, I can't remember. I've got a left and a right facing in the large size, and then I've got an extra left and an extra left in the two sizes. We're going to stipple these with the paste, and I'm going to probably do the aquamarine. I don't know why I keep putting the lid back on, because I'm using it, so let me just leave it off for a second. So this time I am going to stipple this, so I'm moving away from the brushes, and I've got a little bit of cut and dry foam here, yeah. Got a little bit of cut and dry foam. You can do this with a bit of kitchen sponge. We've done this before. So I'm going to dapple these die cuts with the paste. So again, I'm using it in a different way. I do have a second foliage. As you know, I like to have two different, but they are staying white. So we're going to dapple these, and I know that I only need one full section doing. The rest are just the top three. Let me get a drink. Get a breath, Phil. Get a breath. I don't blame you, Maureen. You could have come and spent succulent foliage. Thank you, Joanne. I like it because it's got the big leaves, and we're obviously going to shape these. So we're going to stipple this. So we're using a little bit of sponge, and I'm going to stipple it so that I get texture. So the more you put on, I mean, that looks, let me just show you that. Can you see that? Oh, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous. So I'm going straight in with the aquamarine, which is clearly a little bit bright. I'm just putting a little bit of excess paste on. I want it to be stippled. And then we are going to alter this as well when it's dried. It does dry really quick, which is why I know I'll be okay for this demo. I'm not panicking. So let's just get extra texture on. I'll do the top four from this one. I would do this with sponge rather than a brush. So you get that little bit of when you're lifting it off. Perfect. And then I need the top three on this one. I'm doing them all the same colour. I'm being quite liberal with the paste, but I'm still only on the lid. Let's just get a little bit more on this one. Oh, this is so good. And then I know I only need the top 3 on these as well. I can't see what you're saying to me at the minute. I will take a second in a minute and do a quick recap for you. So I already know, without even turning around and looking, that that watercolour background that I did at the very beginning will be almost dry. And I also know, without looking, that it's probably buckled the card. So we're going to mist it on the back and then pop it underneath my something heavy, like a tub of dyes or your guillotine, which is what I usually do. And then that will flatten the card. Let's just do an extra leaf just while we're here. So not only have we changed the colour of these, we have added texture. I just need a little bit more on that leaf. And this is the beauty of paste. Let me show you this. So let's just see if you can, there you go, look. We've added texture and colour in the aquamarine, so it's going to perfectly coordinate with the rest of the card. Marvellous. I'm not putting any of the other 2 colours on there. Oops. Oh, that would look lovely in a luster card, it would, Chrissy. It's a beautiful colour. Is this paste thicker than yours, Phill? It's different, Elaine, so it's different. This is paste, not paint. So this is designed as a paint rather than a paste. If you're talking about my normal texture paste, it's probably about the same viscosity. It's just that you've got the chalky finish and you've got the colour. Top tip, so if you're going to do this, before you put it to one side to dry, just move it, because where the paste has gone onto your kitchen roll, it will dry and your leaves will stick into it. So just move it. Right, you know where that's going. That's going over on the other desk. Or on the floor. Oh, look at this. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I know you're looking at it thinking, what a mess, but when I put this card together, it won't be. Right, so that's what's happened to the card. So easy fix. Little bit of water on the back and chuck it underneath something heavy. Have I got something under there already? Maybe. Right, we are doing well. We are doing well. So we're now going to come to the die cuts that I've got in the card. And we've got 2 choices. So I've got my Filigree Hearts texture die, which just works really well with the Prima stuff because it's pretty. And we are going to do my usual trick where I create a lacy frame using the oval dies and with the Filigree Hearts. Now I am going to oh, we've got choices. I'm going to leave it white. We need some white, so let's glitter this. So let's get some glitter on this before we do anything else. Oh, that is so good. I don't know whether you can see how smooth that is now, look. So that's bone dry, and that's the colour it was originally, and that's the colour it is now. Fabulous. Fabulous. So we're going to glitter this before I put it on the back of the frame. Hi everybody who's just joining. Is there a discount on the stencils? I honestly don't know, Julie, because Karen does it. There is an issue on YouTube, Phill. Oh yeah, it's frozen. Let's just refresh the page. Oh, and now it's put me on a... It's put me on an advert on YouTube, so let me just skip that. Are we back on the tube? I think we're back on YouTube, everybody. If not, forgive me, it's not me, it's YouTube. Picture's still frozen on YouTube. How bizarre. You might need to jump over to Facebook, everybody on YouTube, because I can't see what the issue is. It's definitely not from my side, so it must be something to do with YouTube. You've all moved over to Facebook. Never seen your hands so dirty. I don't actually mind getting my hands dirty as long as I can clean them afterwards. So apologies to everybody on YouTube. Karen, just ask everybody. Karen, can you copy the link to the Facebook Live and pop it on the YouTube comments? Because people are still commenting. I've refreshed the page myself and it's not worked. Right, so we are going to glitter the filigree hearts. And we'll do it the easiest way we know, which is with the glue, the brush glue, and then dip it into the glitter. It's the easiest way to do it. Hi Jenny, yeah, I'm not sure what's happening on YouTube. It's definitely not my issue. It must be something to do with YouTube. So let's just get that on there. So apologies to everybody who's watching on the tube. We've never had that before, which is strange. Usually the issues come from Facebook. I've missed a few bits. Let me just fill that in. So we've now got a glittered filigree heart texture die. I don't know if we've got any of this dye left. Yeah, mine's the same, Georgine. We'll probably just need everybody to jump over to Facebook. Yeah, YouTube's still frozen, so you can't do anything. That's frustrating. Can you not even comment? Nina says she can't get Facebook either. Facebook's definitely working. Technology, eh? I wonder if it's the weather. It could be the weather. Although it's okay where I am. Shh, touch wood. Touch wood. So now we are going to put some glue on the back of the oval. We're going to put some glue on the back of the oval. I'm not raising it up until we've done this part. And I'm not using the full oval either. And then we'll position that over the area that we want it. So I'm keeping this white. Just let me stand up. Yeah, it must be the weather. So I'm keeping this white to counteract and balance out some of the... Just try and get that central. To balance out some of the colour. Now I'm not going to stick my fingers in that because my fingers are filthy. So let me get a sheet of paper. That'll do, sheet of paper, and do it that way. That saves me getting my dirty fingers all over that pretty oval. So let's just let that grab. Oh, marvellous. Marvellous. Loads of tips tonight, lots of useless information. And then we can snip off the excess whilst it's still damp. We're having terrible weather, aren't we? YouTube is still not right. Let me just refresh my side, see if that makes any difference. No, it doesn't. It hasn't made any difference, so there is definitely a problem with YouTube. Right, so let's just snip off the excess. Remember, this is still wet because the glue for the glitter is still damp. We are multitasking, so we are doing things that we can do whilst the other things are drying. How pretty is that on an oval? Isn't that just gorgeous? Let's get rid of this. So apologies to everybody who's watching on Facebook, on YouTube, I mean. I don't know why that's happened. I can't even do anything about it from here. I've got no warnings on my iPad or notifications, so it's definitely a YouTube issue and not mine. Right, so let's pop that there. We're going to do two things to the card. No, we'll do that after. We'll bring in the flowers. So let's have some fun with the flowers. So I kind of already know which flowers I want because I did a little recce. Just make sure that dries flat. I did a little recce earlier. So I already know that I need one of the large ones from this pack. I don't know what these are called. Magical Love, these are called. So I know I need one of the big ones. There's actually loads in it, look. I'm going to take the dark one. And then we'll have a smaller one in the pale. And then another smaller one in the pale. So I'm only using 3 from this set. Unless I change my mind. Which is highly likely. It's the weather, everybody's saying. 1, 2, 3. And then I also know I want one of these, or 2 of these little multicoloured ones. So we'll take small ones, and I know I want that pink one as well. So these I'm doing nothing with. So these 3, I'm doing nothing with them. These larger ones, we are going to alter them a little bit. I'll save the little ones till the end because they're just filler inners. They're just little filler inners. So we're going to take the gesso, and we've got a couple of different ways to do this. Can you just chuck a few your way? Perfect with the colour scheme in your living room. Oh, there you go. I can get other things on YouTube. I don't know why then, Wendy. It needs to be something live on YouTube, though, not... Yeah, YouTube's not doing anything, everybody. I'm sorry. Let me just try. Yeah, it's just buffering for me also. And then it's taking me back to the same place it was earlier. So I can't do anything. Very strange. Very strange. Very strange. Anyway, so we're going to alter these a bit. So instead, we can obviously take the gesso and ink the edges. They do look like they've already been... They do look like they've already been shabbied up a little bit, look. Yeah, which I love. But I'm going to chuck these in my inky box. Technology, eh? Fabulous when it works. Pain in the you-know-what when it doesn't. So I've just popped them in my little inky box. And we're going to do a little splatter with the gesso. Get my little brush, my little fan brush. So just a little bit. I need to wipe that glue on. So just a little bit. You're only allowed to use ready-made if it's Prima. Oops. Put the lid on. There we go. So I'm not doing too much water on this because I want it to stay quite white. The more water you add to gesso, the more translucent it becomes. So I'm going to splat these 3 big flowers quite heavily. And this is the beauty of using the Prima flowers, because they are really good quality. So you can ink them, you can splat them. You can do all sorts to them. I told you I was splatting them heavily. Just get one more splat. Oops, that's gone up my printer. Sorry, printer. So normally if I was making this on my own, I would have it all done in sections. It's easier to do this in segments, like kind of what we've done tonight, where you do all the wet jobs first and allow them to dry whilst you're doing the other jobs. Just clean that up. There we go. I'll just bring that in and show you, look. So they've been splattered quite heavily. It's very subtle, but it's pretty. Pop that back. Sorry, printer. And then we'll move to the card. So pop that there. That's almost dry, look. So that's drying nice and flat, which is what I wanted. Right, so this is my card base, which is massive. It's 23.5 by something. 23.5 by something. These two layers are going straight on. So I'm putting glue on this and nothing else. And I always like the extra white layer. It's just personal preference, but this is the one that I'm going to use for my glitter. So I like the separation. So plain white layer. I'm not tight with cardstock, as you know. Here we go. And then this is going on foam tape. You can tell I'm doing a lot because I've hardly drunk my coffee. Busy boy. Busy boy. Let me just give you a... Oh no, I shouldn't do it. Let me just tell you something. We've had a delivery today at the shop of something new that's coming soon. And I think you're going to be very happy with them. The design team have not even got them yet, but you will over the next few days, DT, so don't panic. I've had mine for a few weeks. So I am raising this up. Now, you all know me well enough to know that dimension is my thing. Lots of layers and dimension. You can't get these kind of things in shops, so it's what makes us better than what is on the in the shops. They'll be posted tomorrow, Saz, so hopefully only a couple of days. So this is my top part. I'm not going to put this onto my card yet. Let's just check how this is doing. There we go. Perfectly flat. Thank you very much. And now you can see these colours. If I put this next to the white cardstock, you can see the colours a little bit more. Yeah. Then obviously we've got the stenciled oval, stenciled piece to go on top. So I'm going to put this on with foam tape. I am a tease. I do apologise, but you're never going to be happy. Never had much success with my layers, but since the workshop, I think the key to matting and layering is to vary the sizes. And again, it's a bit of a personal preference thing because I like lots of layers on my card, and you know I don't post any cards, so that's probably why. But I do think that the layering is what makes our cards look really fabulous. So if you vary the size of them, like have a bigger border and then a smaller border, that always works. So this is the watercolour edge background that we're only going to see a little bit of by the time I put the stenciled piece on top. You will notice as well that I am building this card up before I put the oval on the edge. So all will become clear in a moment. Trust me. Trust me. So there is no glitter going on this piece. It's all going on that bottom piece when the card is put together. I will just put a little bit of glue on that to give me a bit of wiggle time, just in case I need to lift it off. So that just gives me a second to lift it off if I need to. Oh, decisions. That can be the top. So let's just get that on. These are the rounded corner. I never showed you, did I? These are the rounded corner double debossed DL dies that I've used on here. So if I show you, look, you can just see the, there you go, look, you can see the double debossed edges. So these are the proper DL sized. So this top section is DL. Everything underneath is bigger. I think we've only got about 12 of these left. Obviously, I won't restock it because it's not new. Oh, where are we? Oh my word, this looks so lovely. Right. Love it. So we're going to now do a little bit of drop. This is completely bone dry. So this chalky paste dries really, really quick. So we're now just going to shabby this up. We're going to give it a little bit of a dry brush with the gesso, just to soften some of the edges. And I need a smaller brush, but I need a flat brush. Is that dry? No, it's not. Let me just get a dry brush. Oops. I've got so many paintbrushes in here, it's ridiculous. Let's try this one that I've neglected. I've neglected this brush. What a shame. It's falling apart. So we're going to do a little bit of a dry brush with the gesso just to soften this texture paste. So I'm trying to make it as weak as I can. You've seen me do this before. Oh, it's so good. So I'm literally just brushing it over the top. Yeah, that's better. So don't be scared to do this because it does look lovely. Let me show you. So can you see how it's softened? You can just see it, look on the Royston pink there, look. Yeah. And that's probably enough. I'll leave that there and I will leave the brush there because I know I'm going to use the gesso again in a moment. Clean your mess up. Sound crunchy. That is a disgrace. It is a disgrace. That, you mean the brush, Vicky? Do you know what? I am ashamed of that brush. I've got a couple that are like that. And you know I have my Dow Egbert's jar here, look, for my paintbrush. And quite often they're sitting there for a week at a time. Right, let's get this layered up and then we will begin the assembly. There's still a few more jobs to do. What time is it? It is Oh, bless you, Jean. Oh, that was my back just claked. Oh, that wasn't very nice. Has Facebook, has YouTube worked again now? Can somebody who's watching me on Facebook please just put a message on the YouTube and ask people to jump over to Facebook, because I can't do anything about it. It's definitely not my issue. So this is going on foam tape as well, and then we will put on the oval. So this is going on foam tape as well. So this card will, it'll only be about 2 inches deep. But it will be lovely. Always do your diagonal bits. Nobody wants a saggy middle. Only the mods can add links on YouTube. Let me see if I can do it then. Let me see if I can do it. Yeah, it's let me do it. Just bear with me a sec while I ask people to jump over. Oops. Right, it's just let me add a message. So I've just asked everybody on YouTube to pop over to Facebook. I don't know why it's done that. I've got no idea. It's clearly a weather thing. Right. Facebook is fine. It's very strange, isn't it? It must be the weather. It must be the weather. I've got no warnings from my side, so it's definitely not me. Anyway, let's see if we get everybody back. I think somebody's trying to sabotage us tonight. So a little bit of glue just in case I need to wiggle. Everybody loves a wiggle. So now this is going on. And now you can see it all starting to take shape. So we've got 3 layers here with we've got the top 2 layers with the debossed rectangle DL dies. And now the oval is going on. So I've purposefully done the three layers, look. So we've got 3 layers here. And now I'm going to put the oval just hanging over the edge. So I know that I only need foam tape on this side. So I'm just going to snip my foam tape down. Talking about saggy, wiggle it just a little bit. So let's just get the foam. I am doing this with foam tape rather than glue gel because it needs to be sturdy. So this oval will be chopped off. So we will only see half of it. So let's just get the foam tape on, and then I can just flip that over, and I know it's in the right place. It's very strange what's happening with all the social stuff tonight. Very strange. Somebody's sabotaging us, I think. So remember, we've got a new Tuesday technique coming tomorrow. So let's just get that on here. And I will email YouTube after we've finished tonight and find out what's happened, because that's not good. So I am only putting the foam tape where I need it. So let's get that exactly where I want it. And then I can snip off the excess to the edge of the card. Is that straight? No, it's not. It'll have to do because I didn't put glue on it. That'll teach you, Mr. Martin. So I'm now snipping off the excess of the oval. That was brutal. Big scissors as well. Can you chop off my saggy bits, Phil? The oval's not 100% straight, so forgive me. But now this is done, we can now put that onto the card. I do like ovals and circles hanging off the edge of a card blank or a card shape, whatever shape or size card you're doing. And for some reason it works better with ovals and circles than it does with squares and rectangles. So this time, having learnt the lesson, I will put a bit of glue on this. I don't normally. This card weighs 3 stone already. No, it doesn't. I'm joking. I jest. Let's pop that on here. So do you see what I mean about the matting and layering? This is now going onto a piece with a bigger border. So it instantly draws your eye to the top of the card. Right, we are getting there, slowly but surely. So we've got our little doodah embellishments here. Now I'm just going to dip my finger. Yeah, I am dipping my finger in the gesso. And I'm just going to highlight just the sides of these. So I'm doing the left side of the hearts. Let me do a little bit more. So the left side of the hearts. Just get a bit more on that one. It's being awkward. That's it. I don't want it even. And then I'm going to do the same with the fleur-de-lis. Just randomly with my finger. And remember, gesso, it doesn't matter how much you put on, it will dry. And then, where's the pink one? So we're just softening that up a little bit. I love gesso on the edges of things like this. It just shabbies them up a little bit. And I'm also going to do the same with these flowers here. So these flowers were the ones that I didn't splat. And it's just to make them look different. Oops. It's just to make them look different to the ones that I have splattered. So I'm just doing this with my finger. They have got glitter on the edges, these flowers. And I'm just going to show you the difference that a little bit of gesso makes. Look. So we've still got the sparkle, but we've got the gesso on the edges. Oh, I didn't realise these have got green underneath them. I'm taking that off. I don't want the green. Sorry, Prima. I don't want that green. Thank you very much. I'm gonna dip my finger in. Hang on. I've got some chunky bits on there. So rather than dry brushing, if you're a little bit heavier with it, it gives you a lovely texture as well. Gonna have to Google gesso. We've got it on the website, Colleen. I use it loads. So all it does is it just gives you that vintagey look. I'm just going to go along the edge of that again. And I will do the same to the clock. So just some random bits, just with what's left on my finger. Trust the process, as everybody says. And then I'm going to clean my finger because it's panicking. Now, you know I would only dip my finger in. You know I would only dip my finger in something you know I can clean. I've never seen Phill this messy. I don't mind getting messy as long as I can clean it. So I have been known to get dirty. Auntie Jean. So let me just dry my mat. And then we'll see all this coming together now. I do have a little sentiment to stamp, so let's just stamp that whilst we just allow the gesso to dry on the grey board. Remember when you're, I mean, we talked about this at the beginning, Prima have put all the colours together, so I already know that this colour palette works because they've done all that for me. But it doesn't mean that you can't be creative. I mean, if you look at that background now, look, it looked a mess as a whole piece without being put together on the card, but now look, it completely complements and coordinates with the texture medium, the chalky paste. So let's just have one of these little sentiments. And I've got here, let me just see if that's too thick. There it is. That's too thick. That's too thin. That's too thick, but we can snip it down. Yeah, I'll go with this. So when I was looking for an ink pad to coordinate with this, I wanted to try and choose one of the colours that would complement and blend in, but still stand out. And I tried a couple of different combinations, and the one that I settled on is the salvaged patina. Now, salvaged patina on a first impression is too dark. Which sentiment shall we have? Let's just have with lots of love. But as a second generation, it coordinates really quite nicely. So I know that I need a second generation sentiment. So I will ink this up. This is from the Just Saying sentiment. Oops, I've just stuck my finger on that. So I know I need a second generation. So first gen, second gen. Trying to make this as straight as I can without standing up. There you go. So first generation is too strong, but second generation look coordinates quite nicely. Actually, I might change that. Bear with me. Bear with. Just speckled egg is better. Let's just try speckled egg. Speckled egg is a bit bluer. Now, in actual fact, that's quite a nice combination. So we're going to do one of my new favourite tricks. And we're going to do the first coat in salvaged patina. And we're going to do the second coat in speckled egg. So we've now created a new ink colour. Let's just see how that looks. I settled on salvaged patina and then changed my mind. Oh, there you go. How about that? That's better. No, I wanted to pick out the greeny turquoisey colour. You know I don't do pinks. Not very often anyway. Not very often do I do pink colours. And it has to be a lovely shade of pink for me to stick to it. Right, so I'm going to snip that down. This is going across here, so I'm going to snip that down with my big scissors. I'm going to take some off the top. And some off the bottom. And I'm going to angle it. So that is going to sit just there. Do you know, I'm having a lovely time. I hope you are as well. Does anyone remember the Grime Buster wipes? I do remember them. And no, you can't get them anymore. Not as far as I know. Oh, that's lovely, Jean. Just see if anything's happened on YouTube. No, it's just gone all together. I'm going to take it off. That's just ridiculous, YouTube. I'm going to have to complain about that. Let's just come out of it and go back in again. Bear with me a second, everybody. No, it's still doing the same thing. So I'm taking that off. That's just such a shame. YouTube is rubbish sometimes. Right, so let's start the assembly. So I've got my little clock here. The little clock is going on there. We're starting from the... oh, forgive me. Forgive me. I've got one more job to do before we start putting it together. We need the glue, the glitter around this edge. This card smells amazing. So that paste, when it dries, that chalky paste, when it dries, smells lovely. I'm sure that's not the right thing to say, but it does. Don't all go and sniff it when you get it. I don't want you messaging me saying, oh, I got high on that chalky paste. You could add the video from... Can you do that, Saz? I didn't know you could do that. I will do that then. Do I just download the video and then upload it? So for anybody who is watching on YouTube, after the live, obviously there were issues with the live broadcast to YouTube. So Saz from the design team has just said to me I can upload my video, so that's what I've done. So apologies for anybody who tried to watch on YouTube and it didn't work. I have no idea why. It's nothing to do with us. This was a YouTube issue. So I'm not going to put any glitter around the white frame. So remember, another top tip. Remember the tip I gave you earlier. Don't be scared of white space. This is going to be quite a full-on card when I've finished. So it's nice to have the white to separate everything. So now we will put the clock on. And I'm just doing this with normal glue. So just normal glue. I don't know whether you can see my other mat. I'm basically just scribbling glue on my mat here. I've just put a little... I keep forgetting to do it. There you go. I keep forgetting to tell you. There's 25% off the Prima paste and the flowers. All the paste. It doesn't matter which colour it is. I'm not sure how long that offer is on. I know it's a time limited offer, but Karen does all that, so I've got no idea. Right, so I've literally just put some glue on my... Scribbled some glue on my mat. I'm going to rub the clock in it. And yes, I did say clock. And that was for Jean's benefit, to make her smile. Right, where's 12 o'clock at the top? They always tell me off when I don't put the clocks at the right time. So this is coming just there. Let's have 12 at the top. So this has just gone on with my normal glue, the white glue, and that's actually it's already fixed. Can you put the link on for the paste, please? Is Karen still watching? Our friends, Wednesday at midnight. There you go. I'm glad somebody knows what we're doing. So the sentiment is going on next. And I already know that I want my sentiment to go through there. I'm not putting any glitter on it. There's enough glitter at the back and on the filigree hearts. And now is when I start to use my glue gel. We've still got some jobs to do to the leaves, remember. This is an old tube, so hopefully it will last me long enough. So this is going through the clock. I'll tell you something as well. If you've gone for any of the pastes, remember, I'm not going to do it tonight, but remember, if you want a paler colour or a paler version, just mix a little bit of my gesso in it and it will soften it for you. It'll reduce the colour. So here's my big chunky leaves. I'm too easily pleased. So we've got the leaves here, look. Oh, that's stuck to that. So we've got all that crunchy texture going on, which is exactly what I wanted. We're going to, you know what I'm going to do with this. You know what I'm going to do with it. I'm not splatting it, but I am going to dry brush it with the gesso. Let's see if I can do it from the lid. Obviously I only need the top part of these leaves. They are quite big. Let's just see if I've taken enough off. Yes, I have. That looks so good. I'm going to be a little bit heavier on the edges. Remember, the gesso is translucent. Look at the difference. Fabulous. I'll put a little bit more on the edges. I am using a massive brush as well. This is probably not ideal, but you get the gist. You get the gist. I'm just taking off as much of the excess as I can. What this does is it obviously softens the colour, but it also highlights the texture that we've put on there as well. Just be careful when you're doing it, because if you pick any colour up from the paste and get it in your gesso, my gesso is really good. It will absorb the colour and it will change the colour of your gesso. So this now looks like a gorgeous wintry green. It's beautiful. This might be my mum's birthday card. I love that. I absolutely love them. Stop messing, Phil. Come away from the gesso. What would one charge for a card like this? Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just going to add a little bit more to this one. I'm faffing, I apologise. To anybody who's watching me for the first time, I apologise, but you'll get used to it. It takes time to do fabulous stuff. So I've now got my splattered flowers. I don't know whether you can see. There you go, look. So we've now splattered these flowers with the gesso. And there was something else that I needed to do. Let me just try and jog my memory. There was something else. Oh, yeah. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. So, because these flowers are already pre-done, where's the other one? We're going to titivate them a little bit more as well. We're going to titivate them a little bit more. And it's super, super easy. Because these flowers are quite open, I might not do it with them. I might just do it with these three. We're going to add some of my little pearls onto the flowers, onto the petals themselves. So just some little tiny pearls, the 3mm ones. So I've got to try and find some little 3mm pearls. And we're just going to dab them onto some of the petals. So just, oops, not a couple. I'm not going to go mad with them. I'm not going to go mad with them, he says. He says. It's details. It's just little details. So I've got 3 on that one. I like details. Bear with me. I'm just doing this random. I'm not really trying to get it anywhere specific. Oops. That one's wedged into my thumb. You know when I said email me Prima, they're probably thinking, no, you've changed too much. You've changed all the flowers. You've changed the texture of the chalk paste. Where did that go? Oh, sugar, I've still got the green on them. I might leave that, actually. I should use my pickup tool, and I know you're screaming at me, Sue. I know Sue's screaming at me. Use your pickup tool. Let's just have one on that. It doesn't help that my fingers are absolutely filthy. I can't just have one. Just one more. One more. We are nearly done. I've got no idea what time it is, so I apologise if it's about 9:45. Little details. I'm going to take that green off. I'm only taking that green off because it doesn't match the rest of the card. There we go. So 3 little pearls on each. $8.40. Oh, it's not bad then, is it? We've done a lot for... We've done a lot for that kind of time. And then the leaves have got to be shaped. I'm just bringing my mat. So a little tip for you, if you're going to have a go at this with leaves particularly, I'm going to take off the bits that I don't need. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. And I don't need that. So obviously we've changed the consistency of this cardstock because we've got the texture in there from the chalky paste, yeah. So if I now try and shape this, it might crack the paste, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to turn them over, and I'm just going to do a light misting with water. A light misting with the water mister. Oops. And then that will stop the card from cracking. I've had a lovely time. So I am just shaping the tips of these leaves in the first instance. So they are curled back. Do it before they all dry. I can't remember whether I needed 3 or 4, so we'll find out when I put the card together. And it does warrant the fuller leaves, this card. So remember, the flowers don't come really with any proper foliage. And you know I like foliage on my cards. It's again, it's the detail thing. So I'm shaping the leaf back. So we've got that kind of shape going on, look. And then I'm going to bend it up. So I'm bending it up. So they look like little hearty things, look. So bend it back and then bend it up. So it's literally just the tip. We could, if we wanted to, add a few more little pearls to the leaves, but I'm aware that time is ticking on. Oh, don't you just love leafy foliage dies? And I'm going to apologise again. If anybody's tried to find the succulent foliage and we don't have any, it's my fault for not checking first. Look how different it looks when you shape it, look. So we are getting there. We are getting there. So everything that I've done tonight, by the way, so all the different techniques that I've shown you would look amazing on a canvas. This project you could literally do on a canvas. And I am nipping the ends quite tight. And then there's one more thing I need to do to the leaves. Just one more thing. Incidentally, I know I'm rattling on, but incidentally, there is another green in the chalk paste. Quite a dark green. It starts with a C, but I can't remember what the name is. And that makes amazing leaves. So you know what's coming next, don't you? We're putting a little bit of glue in that crease. And we're just putting a little tip of glitter, look, in the edges of these leaves. So it's just a little bit of glue in the tips. Again, details. I know I'm fussy. It's just how I am. So by just doing the tips of the foliage, what it means is you've got a little bit of sparkle right at the very end, and we're not detracting from that gorgeous chalky paste, the texture that we've created by stippling with the sponge, and we're almost enhancing what we've done. I know I go on a bit, but hopefully you're learning things at the same time. Right, so I'm going to get a drink from my stale coffee. And we are going to assemble this card. So the little fleur-de-lis and the little hearts, look, I'm leaving them till the end. I'm leaving them till the end, and they will be my extra accessories. So it's likely that I'll stick some of them on top of the flowers. So we're going to start with the flowers. And this is super, 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 super easy to do. And this is me now in my comfort zone. So flowers first, foliage after, always in that order. So the biggest flower, let me just clean this. Let me just clean this because it's bugging me. The biggest flower first. There we go, I'm happy now. I'm happy that that's been cleaned. So the biggest flower first, and that always goes just off the edge. You're going to love this card, or I hope you do. Do you see what little pearls look? And then the next two flowers, this is an old tube of glue gel that I've got here, so I'm surprised it's still working. So we're going to come down here with the next one. Forgive me while I'm messing. And then up there with the next one. So we've got the green all in one section. We've got the three larger flowers, and then I've got loads of these little dinky ones. These are all glittered already, look, with little seedy things in them. And I thought these were self-adhesive when I first got them, but they're not. It's just to hold them in place. These are my filler inners. So the big ones are going on first. Oops. And I don't know whether you can see that, but the gesso looks fabulous on the end of these flowers. So I know I'm cascading. You know I like to do a cascade. And I know that I want the pink one at the bottom. Where's the pink one? Oops. Oh, swine. Sorry everybody, that's because I've not been drinking enough. Hang on a minute, I've got way late. That's it. Bear with me 1 minute. I need to go and cough. Right, I'm back. I needed to cough. You know when you breathe in too quick and it takes the back of your throat. So let's balance this card out a little bit. So that's where the big ones are going. Yeah. And I'm going to put the foliage in next. And I know I wanted my big one dropping down here. Oh, thank you. It's definitely worth watching from the beginning because you can fast forward me rattling on. So the big leaf is going in first, and I know that that's going under here. I'm trying not to, words you never thought you'd hear me say, I'm trying not to put too much on. I still want to see some of this oval. So bear with me while I just faff a bit. There we go, you can just see the bottom of it there. And then the little foliage, the big foliage is going up there. Oh, well, you wouldn't believe that, would you? Would you Aberdeen believe it? Just incidentally, just while I'm messing, once the pastes have gone, the pastes have gone. That would be your lot. I'm trying to remember because I prepped this in my head. That's it. I prepped this in my head, in situ, before I did the live. Don't you just love this colour scheme? And then we've got a couple of little filler inners. I might not use that leaf. I think 3 might be enough. I think 3 might be enough. So a couple of little filler inners. I'm not looking at which colour I'm picking up. I'm just putting them on. We've got the extra hearts and the fleur-de-lis that are going to be sitting on top of some of the flowers. This is what's called a less is more card. So these are what, like, remember I've just said these are the filler inners. So these are what I'm just tucking underneath where I want more flowers, because this is obviously a Phill card, so you know it's going to have a few flowers on it. And I think that is enough flowers, which are words you never thought I'd say. Right, now we've just got a couple of little extras to put on. Let's see what I actually do want on. So I definitely want to bring in some of the beige. So let's just have a look. Some of the, what you call it, the English country. So let's have English country. No, I was right there. I can't see what anybody's saying to me just yet, so. So glue gel. I'm not very good at knowing when to stop. But I do want some of these little things on. This is the fun part for me. This is the bit I like best. Oh, it's so lovely. I hope my mum's not watching, because I've got a feeling she's going to get this for a birthday. And then we'll just have another combination. I think we only need one more. I don't want to over... In fact, I don't think I even want it. Just bear with me. You will sit still. Bear with me, I'm just looking. No, I don't want them on. Why is that not sitting straight? That's it. Let me just see. I'm just trying to see if I can justify putting these anywhere without overdoing it. Oh, I see it looks nice there. Yeah, I'm going to have one more on. And now there's only one more job to do. Oh, stop it, Phill. Stop it. Stop, stop, stop. Save them. There's one more job to do. This will set. This is the beauty or the downfall of glue gel, in that every time I'm picking it up, that heart's moving, but once it's set, it will be set. Just one more job to do. One more job to do. And it's just a couple of little random pearls. It's got to have them. So we'll have one there. One there. One there. One there. And we'll have one there. When I say a couple, I meant 6. And then we'll do a little recap. And then you can let me go and get my dinner. So we'll have a 5mm. A 3mm. A 5mm. A 5mm. And a 3mm. I don't know where that went. Sister dear, if you're watching, I need some more white pearls. And there we go, we'll stop there. There may be another heart. There may be another heart when you see this tomorrow, because I feel like it needs another. Yeah, it does. It does. Of course it does. You'd forget where you put your glue dots. So everything on this card is a combination of the chalk paste and obviously my dies. I'm just going to tuck that little heart under there. And now I'm happy. It just adds a little bit of pink at the top as well. So that will set and it will stay where it's supposed to. So let's have a quick close-up so you can see this in a proper close-up. So we've obviously, the theme of this is clearly the aqua enhanced or highlighted with the rose pink and the English country. So the texture paste or the chalk paste is in the background there. Yeah, I've really enjoyed making that. It's quite a thick card, look. When I say that, it's no thicker than any that I normally do. But it's actually it's a pleasure to work with things like this, because you know they're going to be, you know it's going to make a really pretty card. Stop, stop. Somebody stop me. And there we go. So I'm going to stop just there. there may be another flower going on. So bear with me a minute. Oh, I've just noticed these are all different. No, it doesn't need it. Word you never thought I'd say. I'm going to stop there. With lots of love for you, and then I can get mum on there for a birthday. Anyway, so there you go, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed that. I've had a lovely time making that card. I will take a proper photo of it in the morning and pop it on the Facebook page. Dead easy to do. It's literally just a couple of pastes, a bit of grey board, a couple of dyes, blah blah blah, and away you go. The fun is working with products that are already designed to complement each other. The colours make it easy. And I've had a lovely time. I can't believe how long it's taken to make one card. So I am now going to go and get my dinner. So for anybody who is watching on catch up on YouTube from YouTube, apologies. I don't know what happened with the connection. It wasn't my issue, so it must have been a YouTube issue. And I can only apologise, but I have uploaded the video for you because Saz told me I could. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a quick recap. Yeah, I'm starving now. It's time for dinner. So thank you very much, everybody. Remember, if you haven't yet, do get subscribed to the YouTube channel. For when it does work, it's fabulous. There's a new video going on tomorrow afternoon for you. You obviously already know about the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page. For anybody who hasn't yet joined our lovely Facebook group, you can just find it there. Look, Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours. And remember, you do need to fill in the membership questions when you apply to join. Otherwise, it will automatically decline your request. It's not us, it's the automated system. So there you go. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I've shown you something different for a change. I'm going to put this in the water. And I'm now going to go and have my dinner because it's gone 9 o'clock. So thank you, everybody. I will see you. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Thursday, we will be back on Thursday evening for a new live. That is only in the Facebook group. So if you're not in the Facebook group, now is the time to do it. So Thursday evening, 7 p.m. for not a happy hour, but a special deal that we've got for you. So thank you very much, everybody. I will see you all on Thursday evening. No, it's not, Wendy. It's there, look. It's meant to be texture. It's there. It's pretty. You've just got to see it when it's all close up. So thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you on Thursday at 7 p.m. in our Facebook group. Thanks, everybody. Bye.